Good evening. My name is Thom Cherney, and I'm a poet and a writer. And I got the sense that everybody knew each other here as I walked in or walked around. I'm the only one that didn't get a hug. I mean, everybody else.
We'll give you one afterwards.
Okay, see that you do that. My poems are, my writings are short, to the point, and very poignant in some cases. My latest book, or our latest book, may I say, is entitled The Magical Kaleidoscope. It's about the residents of Tent City in Lakewood. And if I could, I'd like to read the introduction to that particular book. There is a place, an enchanted place, in a lush green woodland, where strange magical things happen, and where the life of every creature seems to matter. A place where birds not only sing, they talk as well. A place where humans and forest creatures can live in peace and harmony. A place tucked away in the twilight, between daylight and dark, where wondrous things happen. This magical woodland is not so very far from here, but it's not so very near either. Some say this place is otherworldly, and in some respects it is. Nestled in this forest is a community of homeless people known as the Others, far removed from the frantic pace of the outside world. It is a refuge where reality is not merely different from our own, but of an entirely different order. Now, I'm not altogether sure where the Others came from or how they managed to settle and remain unnoticed throughout the years. One day, while walking, I discovered their tent city quite by accident. As I turned off the heavily traveled road and entered the path leading into the woodland, the air changed and the noise of the outside world faded away. There was an overwhelming feeling of peace and harmony, much like peering through a translucent veil before entering a fairyland. My books are illustrated by the children at North Dover Elementary School, and my books are published by CreateSpace. My first book, entitled At the Back Door, has the poems of several of the children and also my granddaughter as well. My first poem, entitled Wishful Memory. I miss growing up in the Bronx. I miss St. Pius Elementary School on 144th Street. I miss Sister Mary Daniel, the school's principal. I miss playing stickball on 145th Street in front of the church. I miss the look on the cops' faces when they came to chase us and found that Father McGill had just hit the ball. I miss the friends we made at St. Pius. I miss the fun we all had at our first party. We were inseparable, us kids, us friends, when we were in the 8th grade. I miss walking to Yankee Stadium with my grandfather to watch the Yankees play. I miss walking up to 3rd Avenue or taking the bus up to Fordham Road to go shopping. I miss the rat-tat-tattle of the subway as we headed downtown to Greenwich Village on a Saturday night to listen and watch Peter, Paul, and Mary, Pete Seeger, or Bob Dylan perform at the Village Gate, or the Bitter End, or the Cafe Bazaar on Bleecker Street. I miss walking through Washington Square Park on a summer's day, my soulmate, my love, and I. I miss the fragrance of the apple blossoms hanging heavy in the air while listening to the soon-to-be famous sidewalk performers sing and play their hearts out. I miss walking through Central Park on a Sunday afternoon and just strolling into the Metropolitan Museum of Art, or the Museum of Natural History, or the Guggenheim on 5th Avenue. Things seem to have been so much simpler back then, uncomplicated, unmuddied, unsullied. But then came Vietnam and the daily news reports of the casualties of the war, or should I say police action. Didn't really matter. I miss Marty Murphy, our 18-year-old friend, my best friend, killed. He was found in 6 inches of mud in a lonely ditch in a place called Da Nang, 7,000 miles away from the Bronx. He had just graduated from high school when he enlisted in the Army. Marty always wanted to be a soldier. 18 years old, my God. I can still see in my mind's eye the look on his mother's face when a group of us kids went to her apartment to let her know just how very, very sorry we all were for her loss, our loss. It was God's will. It was God's will, she kept repeating. But you know what? It wasn't God's will that killed Marty. It was man's will. I miss the day our first son was born. I miss our 1955 Chevy Bel Air convertible with the duct tape on the roof holding the weak seams together. I miss the morning we dressed our son, packed up our Chevy, and headed for a 3.5-hour drive north up the New York State Thruway toward a little town called Bethel in Sullivan County and the Woodstock Music Festival. I miss the fun we had, the people we met, and the magic in the air. I miss the innocence we all lost when John Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and Robert Kennedy died. I miss being the idealistic young man who wanted to change the world, but couldn't. But at least I tried. So now I am old, but still idealistic, and in my own way, trying to change the world. Thank you. Into the light. As dawn breaks, as the sun rises, the darkness lifts the shadowy canopy. And so comes the promise of a bright new day. Sleepyheads awake to the warmth of a new start, a new beginning. The cares and worries of life have melted away, as do vague dreams that whisk through their minds during sleep, if sleep actually came. Their awakening offers a promise of renewal, a time to ponder, meditate, contemplate, mediate, to cleanse their minds before starting a bright new day. Into the light. One day I was just sitting and thinking about time and how we spend it. And I was just trying to get a handle on it. I still haven't gotten a handle on time, but I'm still trying. This is called time on your mind. Time, timeless, less time, no time, more time, not enough time, not in time. Time, time within time, less time than we think, time running out, voices within voices, tick, 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 out of time. Thank you. Are you keeping time?
Mm-hmm. You're fine.
Every morning at school, I stand at the back door and I watch people come and go, and I watch parents drop their children off. I watch grandparents drop their children off. Babysitters drop somebody else's children off. And I can't help but wonder. I can't help but look at them and think. Think about the family and the children and what kind of life they might have. During the past 2 years with the economic problems we've had, I've seen people go from driving Mercedes to Chevys. And people's lifestyle seems to have changed. But what people don't think about is the child's lifestyle changes also. Their status in the community, if you will, changes. The community of students. You get a certain group of students that live in a certain area, a high-income area, if you will, that don't associate with people in a high-income area anymore because they're not high-income anymore. At the back door, at the back school door, children make their way to start a new and bright school day. The faces of children hiding their tears with a feigned smile that masks their fears. Parents rush to get along driving away, singing their song. Hypocrites come and hypocrites go, but little they know that a cold wind may blow and change their lives forever and ever and ever. Thank you. This is a poem I wrote in Rahway State Prison. My mind's eye. In my mind's eye, I've seen it all. In my mind's eye, I see their fall. The daily routines, I consume them all. Going through life, wanting it all. Send in the clowns. They complicate their harried life, only adding to the horror of their daily strife. Once a week, they kneel and pray that God will send good fortune their way. And if God don't deliver, the others will pay. Well, it's certainly not my way, but then, who am I to say? Let bells ring, let children sing on the dark side of tomorrow. Their hypocrisy goes deep. One man's lie is another man's truth. Send in the clowns. Thank you. My thought on mankind today. You know, one single most threat to mankind today is mankind today. That's it. If you work in a school long enough, you see people come, go, children being born, parents dying, grandparents dying, and children dying. At North Dover, we had one particular boy. His name was, I'm not going to read that. We lived in a mobile home park in Toms River called Homestead Run. And I sat many, many, many days by the river watching people come to the clubhouse, come down to the river, going back home, day after day after day. And this is called I'll Walk to the River. I'll walk to the river today through this caravan park, past the trailer homes, tan one blue, green one brown, light brown one with the dark brown shutters that don't shut, past the turquoise one with the doors that don't lock because the occupant can't find the key, past the white one with the blue shutters where Mr. John McVeigh lived before he died, past the faded green one with the peeling paint and the car in the driveway that don't run anymore, past the blue one with the weeds growing up through the stones in the yard, past the green one with the flagpole in the front yard and the tattered flag at perpetual half-mast in honor of a grandson who will not be coming home from Iraq, past the dark tan one where the old lady feeds the neighborhood cats and the occasional opossum, past the faded pink one with the old rusted wheelchair under the overhang next to the front steps. Yes, I will walk to the river today, like many days past and many days to come. Past the trailer homes with the for sale signs in the windows where death looms heavy. Past the clubhouse where the residents gather daily to pick up their mail, share idle conversations, and look at the bulletin board with notice of things for sale. Car, 92 Chevy, low miles, best offer. Walker, almost new, cheap. Wheelchair, but a year old, make offer. Yes, I will walk to the river again today, past the caravans old and new, past the clubhouse where the lonely and soon to be lonely gather. Another day, like many other days, past and yet to come. Yes, I'll walk to the river again today and sit on the bench all alone, watching the crystal brown river water rush by, waiting for another day to come and go. Yes, I will walk to the river again today and wait. and wait, and wait. Thank you. This one was written for one of the teachers. Her name was Roseanne, and it's titled For Roseanne. Love comes softly in times of sadness, like a warm breeze blowing across the meandering river of thought, or through the shimmering leaves on the trees along the banks of the mind. Love's soothing melody can resonate to the depths of the human soul with the softness of a feather or the tenderness of a loving touch. Thank you. And lastly, my poems. My poems are written, as you will someday see, by someone else, surely not me. The thoughts that come to me each day, most are sad, seldom gay. There is a visitor, by day or night, who brings me visions of pain and fright. Thank you.